Every time the husband comes back from a business trip, he brings home his drunk female assistant and makes his wife give up their bed so the assistant can sleep comfortably. He thought, like always, making breakfast and sweet-talking his wife would be enough to smooth things over. But one sentence from his wife made his heart skip a beat. She said she didn't care what they did anymore. She just didn't care at all. At that moment the man finally realized this woman who had always stood silently by his side was never dependent on him in the first place. Just a few days ago, it was supposed to be their wedding anniversary. The woman had been excitedly waiting for a surprise from her husband, but instead, because of the scheming assistant and a shady landlord, the husband let the assistant move into their home. And the scheming assistant, who was also his assistant, didn't even try to avoid suspicion. She even held onto his arm in front of the wife. This shameless behavior made the wife furious. And what's worse, to make sure the assistant had a good night's sleep, the husband kicked his wife and child onto the couch in the middle of the night. The malicious assistant even tried to secretly give alcohol to the woman's 8-year-old son. Luckily, the woman was a light sleeper and caught her just in time. While the woman was both angry and anxious, the husband got woken up and rushed over. The assistant played the victim first, pretending she was only trying to help the child sleep better. But the woman wasn't having any of it, and the husband actually started blaming her, saying the assistant had only been thinking of him and that she was just making things difficult for the assistant on purpose, saying boys need to learn to drink anyway. The woman was shaking with rage, while the child cried uncontrollably. She picked up her son and turned to leave, but the husband grabbed her, forcing her to apologize to the assistant, even threatening to cut off her bank card if she didn't. Her heart completely broke. It was bad enough he defended the assistant, but now he didn't even care about his own son. Tears filled her eyes. She said sorry with utter despair, then left the house with her son. After making sure her son was okay, the woman called a number she hadn't dialed in years. Turns out she was the daughter of a wealthy family. She had gone against her family's wishes to be with the man and secretly had his child, but less than a year in, his behavior had completely broken her heart. On the call, she promised her parents she would divorce him in a month, return to her family and take over the business, ending the marriage once and for all. Later, when she came back home to grab some baby formula, she found it missing. When she asked about it, the assistant walked out of the room and casually said it was the anniversary of her grandma's death. The formula reminded her of her grandma's ashes, so she poured it all out. The woman was furious and told her not to touch other people's things, but the assistant played the victim again, saying she was willing to pay for it. Before the woman could respond, the husband jumped in to defend the assistant again, telling the woman not to overreact. The woman was shaking with anger. That was when the woman finally gave up. She didn't argue anymore, took the formula and went straight to the hospital. Just as she finished making the formula for her son, the husband showed up too. She thought he came to apologize, but he was only there to plead for the assistant, explaining that he only saw her as his late little sister. While they argued, the husband's phone rang. The assistant cried on the other end, saying she had been in a car accident on the way to the hospital, begging him to come save her. Then she hung up before he could respond. The man instantly panicked and even blamed the woman for not reacting, saying it was her fault that the assistant got hurt. Then he tried to drag the woman with him, leaving their son behind to go find the assistant.